Hey, this is Paul Coliani with the Overwhelmed Brain, and I'm here to show you what's called a values elicitation. And if you have the worksheet that goes along with this video, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have the worksheet, then I recommend you go to the link that I left in the description, and I think I'll put it on the screen here too so you can see it right there. And you can get the worksheet, and the worksheet will help you define what's most important in your life. Knowing what's most important to you, knowing the most important values in the major areas of life will help you understand your behavior better, and also help you understand why things work for you and why things don't. Because when you get in alignment with your values, for example, when you make a decision that's in alignment with your highest values, almost always that decision is successful. But when you make decisions and take action that aren't in alignment with your values, what happens is that you create breakdown in your life. You create failure. You go down roads that just won't work because they're not in alignment with your highest values. What is a value? A value is what's most important to you. A value in your relationship might be, it's important for me to find someone and be with someone who I can watch the same movies with. I like scary movies, for example. I want to find someone who likes scary movies. Even though that's not a giant high on the list value, it's still a value, and it gives you an idea if your date says, hey, I want to see this love romantic movie, and you want to see a scary movie, there might be a bit of tension there. So this values elicitation doesn't really deal with the minutia like that, but it does give you an idea of a broader picture of what is most important to you, so that when you make decisions and take actions and do things in your life, you can weigh them against what you value most. Now, when it gets really important, like if one of your highest values in your relationship is family, and you want a family, you want to raise a family, you want to have kids, and you meet someone who doesn't even have family on their values hierarchy, what I call the values hierarchy, then you'll find out pretty darn soon that that relationship may not work out, because you have a high value of family and you want kids, and this other person doesn't want kids. That's what I mean, that when your values aren't in alignment with what you want to do in life. In this case, your values aren't in alignment with the person you want to be with in life. So that relationship may not work out. It can, but it's going to be a lot harder because you're going to have to reach some compromises or some sacrifices. So without further ado, let me show you a values elicitation. This is just an example, but it gives you an idea of how to organize and arrange by what's most important to least important your values in a certain area. And for this example, I'm using like a notepad in Windows, which is just, I can write any text I want in this blank screen. And I suggest you use a computer because it's a lot easier to move words around. Otherwise, you can use pencil and paper and just write them down over and over again. Either way, it's up to you. But for this example, I'm going to put my values for relationships. So I'm just going to go through the process of thinking about the values I have for my relationships. I want honesty. I want fun. I want a lot of sexual energy. And these are words that you use that mean something to you. Don't think about commonly accepted words. Use words that mean something to you. I want, let's see, I want to be attracted to my partner. Attractive partner. I want to, let's see, it's hard to do this on camera. I'm only going to come up with a few more because I can't do it all right now. Common interests, respect, love, of course, not stagnant. Again, these words mean something to me. They may not mean the same to you, so don't read into too much of this. Independently strong. And there's a lot more. I'm just going to stop right there so you get an idea of how to order these in a hierarchy. So as I go through this, these aren't necessarily in the order I want them to be. Like, honesty isn't my highest, most important value. It might not be. It might be. I haven't really done this yet. Fun may not be the second most important. Sexual energy, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go through this process like this. I'm going to start with honesty, and I'm going to say, or I'm going to ask myself, is honesty more important than fun? And the first thing that comes to mind is, yeah, I think honesty is a lot more important than fun. I want to have fun. I think they're almost on the same line, but honesty is more important than fun. If I don't have honesty, then how can I have fun? So it's a good way to look at it. So since that doesn't change the order, I'm going to now compare the first item to the third item. Is honesty more important than sexual energy? Again, I'm going to say, yeah, I love the sexual energy between us, but what I need to have first is honesty. If I don't have honesty, I'm not going to have that sexual energy. So since that didn't change the hierarchy, I'm going to keep going. Is honest more important than having an attractive partner? Yes. Is honesty more important than having common interests? Yes. Is honesty more important than respect? That's a good question. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I might come back to that. Is honesty more important than love? There's a tough one. I'm going to skip these for now. I'm going to go, is it more important than not having stagnant? Is it more important than both of us being independently strong? So I'm going to say that honesty kind of wins right now. So I'm going to go to the second one. I'm going to leave honesty where it is. I'm going to go to the second one and say, okay, and I might even do a recomparison. Is fun more important than honesty? No, I'm recomparing it, and I'm saying, no, it's not really, so I'm going to keep it where it is. But is fun more important than sexual energy? And I'm going to say it is, and I have my reasons, mainly because if you're not having fun, you probably won't have any sexual energy, but maybe you will. But for me, I need to have fun, so I'm going to say that stays where it is. Is fun more important than having an attractive partner? I'm going to say, yeah. Is fun more important than common interests? I'm going to say, probably, but without common interests, can we have much fun? Maybe. This is where it gets a little tough. Is fun more important than respect? I'm going to say, just for the heck of it, because I haven't really had time to think about this too much, I'm going to say no. Is that respect, and I'm going to cut this and put it more important than fun. So now I have a new number 2. And I can still go. I can go, is fun more important than love? I'm going to say, well, without fun, I probably wouldn't have love. So I'm going to continue. Is fun more important than not having a stagnant, this is what it means to me, not having a stagnant partner or relationship? Yes, of course. And is fun more important than being, wait a minute. Is fun more important than not having a stagnant, hold on. Is fun more important than not having a stagnant? I don't want it to be stagnant. I think it's important that it's not stagnant. I'm going to bring that up and see how it fits. These aren't permanent. They're just helping you organize in your mind what's most important. So you can see how I'm doing this process. Let's go to the next one. Is sexual energy, and I might compare them backwards first, is sexual energy more important than honesty? And I already did these comparisons, but it's good to just recompare to see if you still feel the same way. Because as you go through this process, you're going to figure out different things about yourself, and suddenly you'll start realizing, wow, maybe I thought that was more important, but it's not. What's really more important is this. So is sexual energy to me more important than honesty? No, I still like honesty as number 1. Is sexual energy more important than respect? No, you got to respect me, otherwise I'm not going to be sexually attracted to you. Is sexual energy more important than not being stagnant? I'm going to say that sexual energy, in fact, I don't even like this word, not stagnant. This is something you can do. I'm just going to get rid of it. It doesn't resonate with me. Not stagnant isn't really something that I want on my list. It doesn't make any sense. Because if I have all this other stuff, then it won't be stagnant. So you can remove stuff off your list as you go. These aren't permanent. You just want to come up with something that you want, or the values, the most important values to you in a major area of life. So is sexual energy more important than fun? No. So right now I have, because I need fun to have sexual energy, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order. And I always like to come up with five important values. And this list would be a lot longer if I was doing this on my own, probably like 50 words, 50 phrases. But just for this video, I made it short. So I'm going to make a number 5 right now and get it over with here. We got, is an attractive partner. Even though I love being attracted to my partner, is it more important than honesty? No. I think you can find a lot more in a partner, a lot more attractiveness in a partner when you have honesty. And is it more important than respect? No, I want to be respected. And I can find people who respect me attractive. Is it more important than fun? No, I want to have fun with someone. Is it more important than sexual energy? Well, if I have a lot of sexual energy, then obviously I'm attracted. So maybe those two can swap. No, I don't think so. I like sexual energy more than being attracted, to the partner, even though I will be attracted to the partner if I have all that other stuff. So now I have 5. However, I still have these 3 left. So I'm going to compare them to the 5 I already have. Are common interests more important than any of these? And this is something you can just do it really quick. Is common interests more important than any of these? I think common interests might be around the same area as fun, but what I want to do is probably put common interests in the same line as fun. You can bundle them up because fun and common interests is the same to me. I think if we have common interests, we're going to have fun. And if we have fun, we're probably doing it because we have common interests. So I put them on the same line. Is love, so I'm going to leave that there, is fun and common interests. I like that's where it is. Is love more important than any of these? That's a good question. If I didn't have honesty, would I have love? Probably not. So I'm going to say it's not more important than honesty. Isn't that weird to think love's not the first one? Is love more important than respect? Well, no, because if I didn't have respect, I wouldn't have love. Is love more important than fun and common interests? I'm going to say probably, maybe. Is love more important than sexual energy? Absolutely. I'm going to put that right here. If I don't love the person I'm with, I'm not going to have that sexual energy. I want that sexual energy. And the only way I can do it is to love that person. So far, let's see, the last one, independently strong. I want an independently strong partner, not someone who's heavily reliant or dependent on me or possessive of me. So what I'm going to do is compare this last one to the rest. Is independently strong more important than any of these? Is it more important than honesty? No, I'm pretty happy with that. Is it more important than respect? No. Fun and common interest? No. More important than love? No, not really. It is important, but is it more important than love and sexual energy? No. Is it more important than having an attractive partner? Independently strong? No. I think having an attractive partner, geez, I might have to return to that. But for now, I'm going to leave this order. I think the order I have it in is pretty close to the way I would have it. Again, I would have a much longer list, and this would take a little longer, but I don't want to explain that in this video with too many items. But once you come up with 5 of them, I'm going to mark these. You now have your top 5 values in this area of your relationship. And if you come up with any new values while you're doing this, certainly just add them to the list. And you might think about these for the day or the next day and then go back to the list and go, you know what? I forgot all about this. I will not be with a drug addict or something like that. And then you could put that as in the list wherever it needs to fit. So this is the process of building your values hierarchy. This is the process of finding out what's most important to you about major areas of life, relationships, work, finances, or spirituality, or whatever. Now, what's most important? Why do you need to have this list? The reason is because when, for example, in this relationship, if I were to develop a new relationship, or even my existing one, but let's just say I'm developing a new relationship with somebody I just met, and I find out that she's not always honest, not just with, maybe she's honest with me, but she's not always honest with other people. I'm going to compare that against my values. and go, is that something I want in my life? Is this person who's not being honest to the waiter, to the cashier, to friends, to family, is that the kind of person I want in my life, in this relationship? And I look at my values hierarchy and I go, wow, honesty in a relationship is number one. Now, it's possible this person would be completely 100% honest with me. But, I find that a lot of people who aren't the way they are, I find that a lot of people who are the way they are in the general world are usually the way they are with you. At least if not immediately, later on, because they have the full capacity to do that. We all have the capacity to do anything we want, but they're already doing it. You already know they're capable of doing it, and it is possible when they get tired of the relationship or they just find no other way to communicate with you, they'll be dishonest with you because they're being dishonest with other people. That's just my thought process. Second one, if my new partner in life tends to disrespect me a lot, whether she's being passive-aggressive or just making snarky comments, I will compare this and go, you know what? That's against my second highest value in my relationships. I have to really consider if I want this person in my life. And of course, I would approach saying, you know what? I don't like when you disrespect me. Can you please stop doing that? And if she says, oh my God, of course. I never thought I was. Then that's a different scenario. Then she honors my values and I'm honoring my values. I'm honoring my personal boundaries. And then we look down the list. Are we having fun? Do we have common interests? Do we have love? Do I feel love from her? Do we have that sexual energy? And these values that are most important to you, when you're in alignment with the top values for that area in life, your life goes so much smoother. It's more successful. Everything you do just doesn't feel like you're walking through mud anymore. It just feels like it's easier. There are still challenges, but it's a lot easier. And when you are both in alignment with both of your values, you have a fantastic relationship. If her values were honesty and respect, or at least some of them, whether they're the most important or not, then we're meeting each other's needs. There's a lot of need meeting in this situation. So that's what's most important about this whole process. Your values elicitation tells you what's most important to you so that when you make decisions and take action in life, you can compare what you're doing to find out if it's in alignment with your values. If you take a new job and one of your highest values is, I must have weekends off, and the first thing they say is, well, you got to work Saturdays. And you get that feeling, you go, but I need the work. But I got to work Saturdays, but am I willing to go against my values? And that's the most important question. Am I willing to go against my values to make this happen? I would tell you to not do that. It's hard, especially if you need the money. And if you do absolutely need the money, then you have to kind of go along with that and maybe take that job or another job. But boy, I tell you what happens when you go against your values. Things fall apart because it's almost like you hold resentment the whole time. Oh, I'm working at this job, I'm making great money, but I got to work on Saturday. I mean, it's always that but. You're carrying around that big but. You're carrying around that resentment. And as long as you are going against your values, what's most important to you, you will not succeed in life. It's more times than not. I mean, sometimes you will, but more times than not, you will not succeed in life. And it's gonna bring you down. It's gonna feel like you're breaking down all the time. And then you're gonna be like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? I feel like a victim all the time. Every time I take a step in this direction, I get shot down. Is that step in alignment with your values? Just to end this up real quick, I talked to someone recently and I helped them do a values elicitation. She called me 2 months later and said, you know what, I finally decided to make family first. And that was most important to me. She goes, when I did, my career took off. Now that's what happens is when you actually start walking the values talk, when you start walking that line and being in alignment with your values, other things start to happen in your life. Things fall into place. She focused on her family as being her top value for life. That's a major area for life. And when she made family her major value for life, then every decision she made sure she included family first, or made sure she prioritized family. So whatever that means to her, if family means I must spend every weekend with my kids, or I must have nights off, or if it takes me away from my family for weeks at a time, I'm not going to do it. When she made that decision and she started giving other people high quality no's, you know what those are? When you say no to honor yourself and honor your values, so you say no to things that you probably do want, but they aren't in alignment with your values. When she started doing that, things changed for her completely. So that's where I'm going to end it today. Long video, I apologize, but values are so important because once you know them, your life takes off. It's so much easier, and you feel it inside. You feel so good. You feel more satisfied. You feel happier, and that's what I want for you. This is Paul Coliani with The Overwhelmed Brain. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, you can reach me on my website, theoverwhelmedbrain.com, and of course, click on that link to get the values elicitation worksheet. Yes, I charge for it. It's very minimal. If you want the worksheet, just go ahead and click on that link in the description and on your screen right now. And I will talk to you soon. Listen to the podcast, The Overwhelmed Brain, the personal growth show. And we will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.